everybody, in this video you're learning about membership and identity operators in Python. So the agenda of my video will be understanding about membership and identity operators and also types of membership and identity operators, which will be is and is not in the category of identity operators and in and not in the category of membership. So let's get started. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to open up that Python training project in PyCharm. So here I've opened up that project in PyCharm, that is Python, and I've opened the python.py file. So first we'll talk about identity operators in Python. So these are some special operators in Python, and let's talk first about the is operator. That is an identity operator. So the is operator checks if the memory location of the two operands are the same. And if they are, it returns true, or else if they are not, it returns false. Okay? The is not operator is just the opposite of the is operator. It checks if the memory locations of the two operands are the same, and if they are the same, it returns false, and if they are not the same, then it returns true. Okay? So let's take a look at this with an example. So here, just imagine that we have an array. So array 1, we'll just do 1, 2, and 3. We also have array 2, which is 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So now we will print. So print if array 1 is array 2. Okay? So I'll just run this program by clicking shift function and 10. So that's just a shortcut for running the program, and it returns false. So basically what happens over here is these both values are equal. So let me prove that to you. So I'll just do print array 1 is equal to array 2. Okay, array 1 is equal to array 2, and let's run the program. It returns true. That's because these both values are equal, right? The value of array 1 is 1, 2, 3, and the value of array 2 also is 1, 2, 3. So that's the same. But when we do print array 1 is array 2, what happens? It returns false on the console, right? And basically this happens because it checks if the memory location of array 1 is same of array 2, okay? And that currently is not the same memory location that it has. And that is why these both are not identical. Okay? These both are equal, but they are not identical. So now let me show you a memory mapping example to make you very clear. So here we'll just create an array 3 and assign that to array 1. Okay, array 1 like that. And now here, if we print if array 1 is array 3, then when we run our program, it says true. So let me explain this to you. So here I have a little diagram. So here we create array 1 first, right? And array 1 has the value of 1, 2, and 3. And then we create array 2, and this has a value also 1, 2, and 3. And then, this is the tricky part, we create array 3, and we assign that to array 1. So now, the memory location of not only the value of array 1 will be copied to array 3, also the memory location will be copied to array 3. So now, actually, array 3, so this array 3 is basically pointing to the memory location of array 1. Right, so automatically the values inside of array 1 will be copied to array 3. So that's what happens in that example. So let me come back to PyCharm. So now let's go ahead and talk about the is not operator. So here, if I just do is not, This is just the opposite of the is operator, so I'm not going to explain it too much. So we get false. That is it. So now it just checks if the memory location of array 1 and array 3 is the same, which it currently is, and because of that, because it's opposite to the is operator, it just returns false. Okay, that's what happens over here. Okay, so we have completed identity operators, and now we'll go ahead and talk about membership operators. So membership operators basically test membership in a sequence inside of strings, arrays, and tuples or tuples. Okay, so now let's take a look at membership operators, and in order to demonstrate that, we are just going to remove them. Okay, so now we will just talk about the in operator. Okay, so the in operator basically checks if a value is inside of a string list or a tuple. Okay, so here we have an array already. So I'll show you an array first, and then I'll show you a string. So I'll say 1 is inside of array 1. Okay, so now what it'll do is this one, right? It'll check if that value is inside of array 1. So it'll come inside here, and the first value itself is 1. So this is going to return true. And now let's go ahead and program. As you can see, it has returned true. So it goes inside of the array, it checks if this value over here is inside of this array, and it's getting the name of the array from this value here. Okay, so the name of the array. Now let's take a look at the same thing with a string. Do str1, set that to hello world, that, and here we will print if this capital H or the capital H is inside of the string 1 variable. Okay, I just spelled that wrong. String 1. Okay, string 1. There we go. And now, actually, when we run our program, we get true. But if this was a value not inside of the string 1 variable, so let me show you that Python is case sensitive. So if I give this small h, now let's see what's going to happen. It returns false, right? This because Python is case sensitive. Okay, that means it when we gave a capital H, it went and checked inside of the string if there was only a capital H. Okay, so it went, and the first thing that it got was this capital H over there. And now, when we gave the small h, it didn't find the small h inside of the string 1 variable. So Python is basically case sensitive. Now let's take a look at the not in operator. So not in, and it's just the opposite of the in operator, so I'm not going to explain that. And we got true. Okay, that's because this h is not inside, the small h is not inside of the string 1 variable, but we gave a capital H and run the program, we get false, right? That's because this capital H is inside of the string 1 variable. And with that, I hope that you guys have understood about membership and identity operators in Python. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.